The world burned. My family built a coalition from the ashes. I mutated into the apex variant, the nightmare they call the zombie queen. They drained my blood for weapons. They cracked my ribs open and grafted a live bomb directly onto my beating heart. Then the horde breached the walls. The remnants of humanity cornered themselves on a dead rock. Extinction approached. Despair choked the crowd. They collapsed in the dirt. A laugh rattled up my throat. They forgot one crucial detail. My chest still holds a ticking bomb. They designed the cell block for the worst of humanity. The unredeemable, the apex predators of the apocalypse, the deepest levels of the prison drown in a freezing, oppressive void, total sensory deprivation. Light and sound simply go to die here. Time blurred into a meaningless static. 4 months, 6, maybe longer. I curled into the farthest corner, welcoming the pitch-black darkness. It hid the grotesque reality of my warped, swollen limbs and the purple bruised necrosis of my own skin. I squeezed my eyes shut. I tried to block out the truth, but the jagged, wet rasp of air tearing through my own lungs forced my eyes open. A constant, suffocating reminder, I was the monster now. Hours dragged by. Then, a sudden mechanical grind shattered the silence. The heavy bronze vault door groaned open. A figure stood in the harsh backlight, hurling a burlap sack onto the concrete floor. Thick hazmat gear swallowed every inch of his skin. But the glint of steel on his tactical belt caught my eye. I gave him that exact hunting knife for his birthday 2 years ago. Wesley. Wesley barely survived the academy. He scraped by as a teaching assistant for years. We shared that underdog status. In this dark era, my parents practically walk on water. Victor and Meredith built the coalition from the ashes. 10 years of slaughtering the infected and constructing safe zones made them legends. Ronan, my older brother, dominates the front line, the only S-tier commander. They called him the last hope of mankind. I am the genetic disappointment, frail, sickly. Victor forced me into the academy to toughen up my pathetic constitution. 3 years of brutal training, and my combat stats remained at 0. Everyone baited me anyway. Wesley always covered for me. He rigged my failing scores just to keep me enrolled. Seeing a familiar face sparked a frantic, desperate heat in my chest. I lunged toward the door. I tried to scream Wesley's name. A guttural, demonic snarl ripped from my throat instead. Panic flooded my system. I waved my rotting arms wildly, trying to sign a single question. Where was Ronan? Metal tore through cartilage. A white-hot spike ruptured my stomach. I stared down at my own abdomen. The birthday gift I gave him is buried to the hilt in my gut. Wesley backpedaled. Terror stretched across his eyes behind the visor. He turned and sprinted down the corridor, abandoning his favorite blade in my flesh. My clawed fingers wrapped around the handle. I slowly pulled the knife free. I tried to ride across the steel, wiping away the thick, blackish sludge of my own blood. The gaping hole in my stomach was already knitting back together. Muscle fibers stitched closed in seconds. Unstoppable cellular regeneration. No one ever mentioned the side effects of mutation. They never told me the monsters still feel the agonizing burn of every wound. The pain finally dulls into a throbbing ache. The burlap sack on the floor catches my attention.